Okay, you guys ready?
No.
Yeah.
I can't keep this all to myself. I got all you need and I'm sharing the wealth. Talking it up, who should I tell? Like, blah, 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 blah. I can't keep this all to myself.
What's up, everybody? My name's Jason. Totally professional.
Okay, sorry. Like you sounded so downbeat.
All right. What's up, everybody? My name's Jason.
I'm Hilda.
I'm Nathan.
Together we are EO7 Media, and this is the podcast Pitch Session. We sit down with a single brand, we go over some questions with them, and we build a marketing campaign full of photo, video content, and marketing advice for their brand. Today, we're going to be talking about Ghoulish Mortals, a local store to us over in St. Charles. We're going to go over 6 aspects before we jump into the more content creation stuff. And number 1 is, what is their brand identity? Now, I'm going to start this off and say their website says they are a monster and horror store. What other aspects of this company do you see them having a brand identity?
I like that they're just more than a store. They're like a destination. So even if you're not going shopping for, ghoulish, like you can go look. Like they have life-size Freddy that I want to take my son to see.
It is very
Yeah.
cool, and like I think
Jason.
they're like really catering on the bar crowd because they're open very late.
Yep.
So like they're looking for those people walking by and going, "What is this?"
Yep.
Because the place is fun to walk around.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's entertaining to just
Yeah.
look at the stuff. They have
Yeah.
pinball machines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you can, I played a few games when we were there, like for free.
It was
that
free,
it's
right?
clear-
Yeah.
It's definitely, there's a draw to just looking
Yeah.
and kind of
So that's
wandering
what
through
they're
the
doing
place.
right for sure, that they're getting people in there.
So they're getting people in the door, but we're
and
going to
they're
get
keeping
more.
keeping them there.
So they're definitely attention grabbing.
Yes.
So I think that's what they're kind of going for. Who is their ideal client?
Movie fans, horror movie fans.
Specifically horror fans,
Yeah.
horror art fans, especially like
fans.
art,
Oh, there's
like
some cool art.
independent art collectors. Because here's what they do, and we didn't mention this in the first part. They are actually in the next part. We do this in section 3 here, but they buy and they curate independent pieces of art from people around the country.
That's
They go to
fantastic.
comic book shows, they go to art conventions, and then they find pieces of art, and then they bring them into their store and they sell them for them at the store, and they give the artist the giant remainder of the cut.
That's fabulous. I
So
love that.
it's for people who appreciate that.
Yes,
Somebody who
definitely.
appreciates
Unique piece of
supporting
art.
local
Yeah.
artists or
Yeah.
independent artists, and
Right.
also definitely somebody who's into that particular like area of entertainment
and not
that,
just I
that
was,
horror
right.
genre.
And I was like we have our friend who is into witches and witchcraft and stuff, and she is one. That doesn't have to
She's
do
a
with
witch?
movies. Yeah, she's a witch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to brush your hair back, so the other side, because
No!
the lovely people in the audience want to see your face.
Okay. So like, what do you call that? Like, it's not movie related, but it's like
Horror.
Enthusiasts.
enthusiasts. That's
enthusiasts,
it. Yeah.
fans.
Horror enthusiasts
Yeah.
and fans. Okay. Cool.
But yeah, I think they have a lot of different stuff there, and that's the next thing.
Is it fair to say they have like occult stuff? Is that
Yeah.
within the
What
realm?
with
Because there's
the
some. I saw
pentagrams
some
and stuff?
satanic
Yeah.
stuff, but it's
I would
it's,
say a cult.
It's
I
for,
wouldn't say it's satanic or cult based, because that I would think would be more like nature based items or more specific real items. All of this is very
Yeah, you're
artistic
right.
and
You're not like actually
decoration.
practicing it.
Correct.
If you
No.
buy they had like the goat, the Black Phillip
yeah,
Yes.
right,
thing,
right,
and like
Yes.
that's like if you're into like the video games and movies that
Not
have
necessarily though. Like
type
I
of
would
thing.
just buy it because it's cool.
Their witch
Right,
section
sure.
had, cartoon witches and, decorations and stuff you can put in your kitchen.
Yeah.
That's not really like the occult kind of stuff. It's far more decoration and like, hey, I think this is cute and fun to go on my wall.
Right, it's more fun.
It's
Okay.
it's
Yes.
definitely more fun.
It's not for practicing witches.
Right,
Let's just say
right.
that. Yeah.
So what do they sell or offer? By and large, they sell art pieces.
Yes.
Whether they be art prints,
Yes.
they sell little tabletop pieces of art, whether they be severed hands or a baby's head in an ice cream
Yeah.
cone, which Nathan really thought that was
Yeah.
funny.
I did enjoy
But
that.
a lot of art pieces. So on their website, they had They sell art prints, books, dolls, plushies, toys, pins, quirky novelties, all within the theme of horror.
Yes.
And they have like what they call a friendly level on the first level. And then the second level, the basement, was the scary level.
Oh, I didn't notice
So
the difference.
that was the more like gore related
Although
stuff. Yeah.
when I was there, I saw a little girl, maybe about 4 or 5, looking at the horror dolls eye to eye, and
Hands down, my best part of the whole evening was watching that little girl. She
Yes.
she must have been about 5 or 6.
Yes.
And she was enraptured like she was at Disneyland.
she was not scared at all.
I mean, it's not the scare, but she was
Yeah.
happy.
She was so happy.
She was so happy to find it. And like,
Yeah.
that was me as a kid. I loved horror
Yeah.
movies as a kid.
and I assume the parents know that
Yes.
what the
Well,
child
I mean, the
did,
kids
so,
were,
yeah.
the parents were walking around
Yeah.
with her, and
Yeah,
they,
that
they were
was
all
so
just
cute.
smiling.
I actually have pictures of that.
Oh, let's not post those online, but yes.
Why not?
Well, because you're taking photos of someone.
She's anonymous. Her back is to the camera.
Oh, okay. That's what I was concerned
Yeah.
about. Okay, thank you. Nathan, what else did you see there that they sold, offered?
Yeah, well, it's all to call it a gift shop might be a little reductive, but it kind of it almost occupies that space because it's a lot of novelty things.
Yeah.
So the whole experience, it's a novel experience to go
Sure.
there and look through the place. So
True.
yeah, they're just all kinds of like items within that particular genre. That's like a haunted house kind of genre.
So
you know.
on
So,
that
yeah.
note, we were going through. So like, what is like one of your favorite things that you saw there? Like, if money wasn't an object, what would you have picked up?
Oh yeah, the coolest thing for me was like the pinball machines.
Okay.
That was fun, and they had some. I don't know if they were selling VHS movies, but they had some on display. Like it might have just been part of the
weren't-
decoration.
Yeah, they were just decoration because that's what my eyes went to first.
So
That's
yeah, I don't know.
hysterical.
I would say I enjoyed the pinball machines most. I don't know
Okay.
if they're selling those either.
Do
but,
you,
know,
do you remember which
the-
pinball machines you saw?
Alien and Halloween.
And there was a Stranger Things one too.
There was a Stranger Things one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was.
They also had. I think they had like some life size. Like they might have had Michael.
They had Michael Myers
Freddy
and
Krueger.
Freddy Krueger, and they had the oven next to Freddy Krueger, which you pointed out that it was signed
signed by-
Freddy. Yeah.
By
Freddy
Robert
Krueger.
England in 2019.
Yep.
Okay. Was
Yeah.
he the actor who
Yes.
played him?
Yes. Yes.
Did he just ask us that?
He's 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give him a break.
Okay.
I'm young.
He's talking to a demographic that we can't. So,
Gotcha. Understood.
Hilda, if you could buy anything from Ghoulish Mortals, like what jumped out at you so much
For
that was
me,
like, I
it
want
was
that?
the unique art that was so cool. Like just seeing an artist's interpretation of somebody like Freddy or Jason. And like what I ended up buying for my son is a lineup of the cool characters that he loves. And it makes me mad that there's 2 more sets because it was a set of 3. So I know I'm going back and buying the
buy
other
both.
2.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
There
how they
was-
get
it
ya.
was 3
It was a
altogether.
lineup like a
It was-
prison- like a jail
yeah, like a
lineup?
jail lineup with like the height and everything. And it was Beetlejuice and Freddy and
I think
yeah.
Hannibal Lecter
Hen-
was
and
on there.
Pumpkinhead.
Pumpkinhead.
Yeah. And so all the things that my son enjoys. So I'm like, I had to
That's
get
really
in
nice.
there. Yeah. So I love the cool, because I've seen those characters as art, but not
not
that's-
together.
Yes.
And especially not as
specifically
like a
that.
police lineup. I thought
Exactly.
that was pretty
Yeah,
clever.
so I love that.
My favorite were they looked like torn out pages of like the Necronomicon of like like Evil Dead, Army of Darkness kind of thing. And there were so many of them. I actually talked to my wife about it. I'm like, can we get like a minimum of 20 so I can like put them on the wall? And she's like, oh, I'll do 1 or 2. I'm like, a minimum of 20. And
Which
I will
wall are
pay
you
to
gonna
frame
put it
them. I
on?
don't know. I need to pick a wall. But
Okay.
like that to me like screamed like it was unique. It was clever. It was really interesting. That's something I would stop and look at every day and go, this is so intricate.
Was it specifically from the movie, like something you
I
recognized?
don't think so. I
Okay.
think the art and the style looked like it was like a movie prop, but I think it was all original or something very similar to,
Yeah.
not
I
identical.
love stuff like that.
Which I actually like more instead of like, oh, it's an Evil Dead thing.
Yeah.
Now it's like a piece of art,
Gotcha.
which I really like.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. The next question we like to ask is, what is their market reach? They're a local single store in St. Charles, Illinois.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They don't have any other locations. And they have an online shop.
When I talked to the guy and I was commenting on how cool the store was, he said some people drive 3 to 4 hours just to come
Oh,
up.
you're kidding.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I don't see why not, because
Yeah.
I've never seen anything.
Yeah, so he said
like
that
this.
they're very much a destination because I was,
Yes.
complaining that I have to drive from Chicago to go see, you're fine. Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. So and I think you could sell anywhere. You could sell to Hollywood, you know, you could sell whatever. It doesn't. So I think their online presence needs to be a little bit more out there.
We will definitely get to that. We have 5 minutes left for the first section. Now we don't have to hit all 5 minutes. We can.
Wait, what are we doing in the first?
So what did we say?
This.
Okay.
What did we say their reach was? So it's local, but people will come from.
But they will
several
come
hours
from
away.
several hours
So would
away.
we say it's within the Midwest primarily?
I would say central Midwest, because Midwest is a pretty big demographic.
Sure.
It's not like, Chicago. You don't come to Chicago for like a shopping moment. This is one store where people will go to grab something to eat next door and then leave. Like this is a destination shop, and those of you, people who don't know what a destination shop is literally you are the reason you are going to a town to begin with.
But if you're not more than
But
3 or 4 hours away, right?
You're probably
what
not
chances.
wildly too far away.
Yeah.
So I think anything longer than maybe 6 might be overkill.
Like it's a day trip.
It's a day trip. Now, what I can relate this to is like going to like a comic book convention or a horror movie convention, which is also a destination thing, but there's a lot more variety. This is one store. So it's not a like once in a lifetime thing. You could actually go here like once every couple months and still feel like it's fresh.
Yeah.
And then what do we know about their online presence?
They have an online shop, right?
I'm looking at it.
Yep.
now.
And we got let me look at that real quick. I'm going to look at their Instagram really quick.
There are
This is the part of the podcast that gets a little slow.
3,000 followers on Instagram. So their Instagram game is on point.
Good.
Looks like they're posting
And
frequently.
they are Ghoulish Mortals Chicago, if anyone would like to follow along. It looks like most of their social posts are actually of the products themselves.
Like as new products come in, they post it.
I actually have ideas about this because like while this is really nice, I think they could be doing different things and getting more people
like
in.
all the cool things that we saw
Yeah.
at the store. I'm not seeing any of that on Instagram.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That being said, they have some pretty interesting. They have a contest. They had one.
Yep.
Ghoul Pool, which looks like you apply for a gift card. Like so somebody just won a gift card from this contest, and then we have. Saw something else. They also have like a movie night in the upstairs.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's really cool.
In the upstairs level of the store,
Okay.
I think they were screening Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh, that's fun. Oh, okay.
I think so. Yeah. So it seems like they do some event type things as well.
So
like,
I'm actually going
films,
to take myself back.
screenings.
Most of their stuff does not look like products. The grand majority of their Instagram looks like it is community based, getting people in, showing fun stuff, showing events. They're very event based. I mean, it's
like
really
it, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
We have 2 minutes left. What is their Facebook like?
Oh, hold on. Let me look.
Facebook. In the future, what we're going to do is we're each going to pick one of them
Okay.
and have it ready to go.
That's a good idea. So one of us looks at Facebook.
Yep.
Yeah.
one
So
of us-
why don't you
okay.
look at Twitter and I'll
Okay,
look at Facebook?
their Facebook is they're showing a lot of artwork. They're showing a lot of art prints. They're publishing Peter Rottentail because for Easter they had
Yeah.
a horror movie Easter Bunny
Gotcha.
where the kids can come sit. A lot of Midnight Movie Distillery showing movies. Again, basically it's in Instagram. It's the exact same posts. But it actually looks like they're doing more on Facebook than they are.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're showing a lot more actually on Facebook. And then they don't have a YouTube,
No, but they have a Twitter.
but they have a Twitter.
Their Twitter pretty much just links to their Instagram. Like every tweet,
Like
for the
the-
most part,
like
is we
the-
just
the
post
same
it
post.
on
Okay,
Instagram.
yeah.
Gotcha.
All
Okay,
right.
that's pretty normal.
I think, do we talk about YouTube that they should get it? Or-
Well, yeah. I mean, right now we're just talking about what they are and
Okay,
what they
gotcha.
want.
All right.
I'll happily dive into
So-
the YouTube aspect.
Gotcha.
So 50 seconds left. What do they want to accomplish? So since we did not talk to them and actually ask like what they want to accomplish, we brought to the table that they want to bring more people in the store. And let's be honest, I think that's the showcase.
The store is the
It
showcase.
is not about the selling of one single
100%.
item.
Because this is it's kind of what they do already, and
Yeah.
it seems like a strategy that works. So
Yeah.
if they can get
100%.
more people
So how do we
to
get more
come
people
as a
in?
destination,
The-
then
And that's what we're about to do.
yeah.
I just want to mention if had I not seen the store
Mm.
and I only saw Instagram, I wouldn't have the urge to come in because the store is so visually interesting
Okay.
and I'm not getting that.
And right now, perfect timing, a perfect
I did something
segue
right.
into the photo section. Hilda, start us off. Why is that so important?
100%. I think the store itself is the draw, and even though all the cool art and everything that's featured, it's not featured in a way that is appealing visually, I guess, for lack of a better word. Like looking at their Instagram and Facebook doesn't make me want to come in, but actually having been there, knowing what it's really like, I didn't get the feel of the place.
That's true.
Through, so I guess I feel like that's what the photos would show.
Okay.
Like the cool environment and angles and the little girl looking at the funky dolls and, the young man playing like the pinball machine and stuff like that.
That's a great image, though. The little girl who's having a great
100%.
time in this like
Yeah,
scary
exactly.
store.
Because it's a scary looking store,
Yeah.
but like if you know your child, and even though she's a 5-year-old little girl, it's like you know what she can handle. So the fact that I saw a small child in there just thrilled me to death because I'm like, wow, they're just excited as we are, and so it's
So walk us through you're pitching
Okay.
them on photo ideas and photo content.
100%. I would show the outside because just something cool like the flowers with the faces,
Yeah, those were pretty
like
fun, yeah.
that was fun. So the outside establishes that this is a fun place that I want to visit, and then when I walk in, then I would be like blown away by all the artwork. So I would probably not start with that. I would like show that giant vampire bat hanging like from the ceiling.
No, don't think about like one single image.
Okay.
Think about a marketing campaign through your photos.
I would honestly, I would be overwhelmed at what to photograph because I would photograph everything.
So what it sounds like you're saying, and tell me if I'm wrong,
Mm-hmm.
is you want to show the experience of being in the store
That is correct.
rather than just showing these products and things like that.
I would want to do both, yeah, because I
okay,
think
so product shots?
Yes, product shots so that
And
you could
environment shots.
Yes, but product shots you need because you could post those online and sell to the people who don't come to the store. But also the people who are able to drive, you want to show them like, hey, actual humans come in and they're not
Yeah,
scared
right.
even when they're little. So I would want to show the interaction with the
Yes.
merchandise. I would want to show the friendly owner behind the register
Oh,
because
okay.
he's so fun and welcoming and friendly.
He
and,
is so nice.
Yeah, and he has a great English accent, which I was
know.
surprised. And he's just easy to talk to. So I definitely would want to show his face because I think, like a company needs a friendly face. So that would be him.
Okay.
I would show that there's different levels and, like I would definitely want to feature the fact that like some kids having a birthday party. I mean, I would want to have a birthday party there. Like,
really?
if they do parties, are you kidding?
I don't know if they could or not. Like usually places like that don't have
No, like you said that they have movie nights. So like you could probably rent it out after
actually.
hours.
Okay,
you
so
know?
some kind of an event.
Event, yeah.
Events. I like the idea of the little girl. Again,
Mm-hmm.
when we were talking earlier, like that little girl being in there, that made me so happy. Like as an adult horror movie fan, I was like, I know what you were going through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to like other parents, if they were to see that little girl walking around enjoying herself with a bright smile, I mean, then they'd be like, oh, well, this is a safe place. I can take my
Yep.
kid who's interested in this.
Yep.
I can take them to it and they're not going to be too scared. They're not going to be traumatized. They're not
Well,
gonna
I mean,
be,
you would have to know your child.
This
but
is,
it-
right,
yeah.
that's a good question because I thought it was funny that the idea of like having in the campaign that there's a little girl here at the store really
Mm-hmm.
enjoying it. Maybe like she's looking to one side at some products and then to her side is like a 40-year-old man like looking at some other
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
products. You see the different
but the
types of
exact same
customers
face.
that you have. The only thing about all of that is that this might be a place where some people bring their kids and their kids are not having it.
That's true.
Because there
That's
is,
true.
like you mentioned, I don't know if like this was before or we had started recording, but they have 2 levels. One
At
being-
least 2.
Yeah, they have the
right.
basement and the main level. Yeah.
So one being maybe a little more kid friendly.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
top
Which-
level.
which-
the main level is the more kid friendly. The basement is considered the more
And I
scary
think
part.
that's why the most scary displays should be photographed so parents can look at it
So
on
they
the
can
website and
understand.
they can understand and decide before
That's a-
bringing their 5-year-old
that's a
in.
great
Like
idea.
if she was scared of that giant bat hanging from the ceiling like I was,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's like it's not pleasant, some of the items to look at, but it's like seeing it online first will help you make that decision a lot easier if you're driving 3 hours to come and see
That's
it.
actually a good point. I think the counterpoint to that, just the safety devil's advocate side, is they want you to experience this walkthrough. Like it's like a haunted house. If they were to like a haunted house were to advertise all the scares, you wouldn't have anyone come and no one would care. And when they got there, to be like, okay, this is that thing I saw. So maybe they're hoping you just come out of curiosity and experience it the first time. But let's be honest. I mean, if you were to get more of this out there, maybe just sprinkled in, not like full blown see the whole store all the time.
Yeah, that would get a little boring. Like you want
Yeah.
to tease them, you
Okay,
know.
so what they're doing now is they're doing a lot of events. They're doing a lot of like social aspects, community-based aspects, which I think is really good.
Yeah.
But what other kind of photos do you think would really like make people want to travel those 3 hours, or like, hey, this is in my backyard.
I
Come on,
think
Chicago.
showing the full size displays that they have of, you know, the creatures, the scary Freddy, you know, because they're life size. I was shocked that they're so cool and life size.
How do we, using photo, provide more than what they're doing on their Instagram, which is they will show, like, I think on their Instagram, I saw a few of their sets. They showed the that Venus flytrap from that movie.
Yeah.
The Rocky
Well,
Horror
you got to
Picture
show
Little
a
Shop of
human
Horrors.
being
Little Shop
next
of
to
Horrors,
it,
yeah.
so like so you could see
Yeah.
like that they're actually life size or bigger than
And the
life
little girl
size.
looking up to it, like kind of like I'm trying to think of like there's an old movie where a little girl's like looking up to an alien and the alien's looking down, but like
Yeah, so
do
the,
that with like Freddy
the
Krueger.
idea then though is beyond just showing, look at this like sort of set
Mm-hmm.
piece we have, look at maybe somebody
Show the human interaction.
experiencing it.
Yeah.
Maybe a kid,
experience.
Maybe you show all people from all walks of life
Mm-hmm.
that to show the amount of diversity of who might enjoy this.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Because again, like we've been talking about, all kinds of people could enjoy
Yeah.
this place.
Ooh, I got an idea. What if you were to do a series of this where you get people's reactions coming downstairs and seeing an area? If there's a specific
And it's
area
just their face.
and it's
not-
just their face.
Oh my God, I
And it-
love that.
and
And then
then-
the curiosity of like, what
and
are they looking
Whe-
at?
whe- Whether it's super scared.
That's how you get people
or-
to
I
come
love
check it
that.
out.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo. That's how you drive it
I
in.
love
So
that.
what you do is you get like a line of people to come down
Mm-hmm.
one at a time. And then you shoot their reaction when they turn that corner and see stuff. I think another thing you can do, and I'll go into that in the video section, but a very similar thing. You get the reactions, and then you get them like you get the reaction of the people before they come in,
Mm-hmm.
as they're walking in and around, and like do this as like a carousel on Instagram.
I
And then
think-
the last one is as they're leaving, like see
Yeah.
that beaming smile while they're holding a bag.
Yeah, that would work a lot better in video, obviously. But
Oh,
yeah, like
yeah. fair.
This might be good to, when we want to go over the top and kind of stage it a little bit. You can kind of get people to maybe you get like an older woman to look horrified and like a younger man to like think, oh, this is awesome, or
cloak or
even
something
you get that little girl to go, oh, this is
Yes,
amazing.
yes,
But,
yes.
you know, so some people are terrified, some people are excited. And
Yes.
some, you know,
I
everybody's
think it would be
enjoying
more
so-
interesting though, just to invite people who have never been there, and instead of staging the reaction, actually capturing the reaction, like you said. So you know, like we'll tell them what it is, come to the store, but like have an honest reaction. So we're not faking the reaction in any way. So if they're like just bored, like okay, cool, they're not into it. But like the
Right,
little
but
girl,
I mean, in terms
But-
of getting people in the door, you
Yes.
want that. You want
want that.
show the best of
Gotcha.
that
And
experience. So what it,
That's a big thing is you will have to stage some of that. You will have to get some actors, or not actors, but people who can go like a little above and beyond.
gotcha.
And those are the ones that are gonna really like, because it's not a haunted house. They're not throwing a chainsaw
Yes.
at you or something
Yes.
like that. So you have to like maybe spice up the pot a little bit. Not every shot has to look real.
Right.
All that matters is that someone looks at that and goes, "What the hell are they looking at? I need to go see this."
So you guys
That's
don't
the
care if
important-
it's like a real reaction or a
real would be great, but here's the definition of that. If you're shooting that, or they're shooting that, or anyone else is shooting that, you need to sit there for hours.
Good point.
Just to get maybe
Good
10 good reactions.
Good point.
I think a good
That's
I think
way too long.
An important
Okay.
component of the potential, the concept is that you get 5 or 10 very different
Yes.
people, all
Yes.
like
Agreed.
archetypes of people, an
Yes.
old
Agreed.
woman,
Yes.
a young man,
Yes.
little girl,
Different
older
ethnicities,
guys,
everything else, yeah.
and then see, maybe show different reactions, but it's basically like show the variety of people that
I
would
think so.
enjoy coming here, and as you said, have some more, have some of that mystery of like
Yes.
what is in there, what are they looking at?
And I would even go so far as to not show anything in the basement except those key pieces, like maybe like the little girl looking up. I don't know why I keep going back to this, but to me that's just fascinating.
Yeah.
The little girl looking up, and then just Freddy's Krueger's glove, and just like mostly it's like her, and then the glove right here
Yeah, I was wondering, how do we show that they're looking at something without showing what they're
showing
looking
the
at?
actual
Like-
thing.
But maybe have them looking towards into the camera, and there's something sort of
like an
peeking
over the
out.
shoulder shot.
Right.
Like
Or-
for me, like I'm obsessed with the staircase leading down to the basement. So I'm thinking that the little girl like went down to the bottom of the stairs, and like mom is like at the top, so and like she's looking back to see if like mom is following or not, So
Right.
that would be like a cool, like, then she's like, okay, am I safe to go?
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
mom,
I like that. I
yeah,
like
stuff
that.
like that. I
So
love
what else can they do with that? You have these great reaction shots. You have these great products. You have the great environmental. You're showing the events, the owners, the full size displays. What else can really bring this home to get people in the door?
I don't know. That's
Maybe some kind of slogan with the photos to really like
Such
if
as?
you have a little girl looking down the
I like that.
staircase,
Ooh.
it might be what's down there or something clever. I don't know.
ooh,
what
like
what
kind
it
of
would be.
like a horror movie, like tie it.
don't
like
go don't go in there. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Don't go in
Yeah.
the basement,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
go in the basement if
Or
you dare.
go in the boat, yeah, because you don't
Yeah.
want to say don't, because like
Yeah.
you want to like lure it in a
Yes.
little bit.
What's in the basement?
Are you brave enough to brave the basement?
Ooh, I like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like brave enough to brave the basement.
But are you brave enough to venture? Are you brave enough to descend into the basement?
Like with the brave and the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can like the bees.
Yeah.
I
Well,
like
the
that.
the alliteration. Yeah. I like that. I like having the kind of like the maybe like movie poster, like horror movie poster aesthetics, where you see like someone like freaking out, like maybe in a good way. They're like, I can't believe they have this. Like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then it says, I don't know where it came from, but I know where I got it. Or,
Ooh, that's
like,
cool.
like get yours at Ghoulish Mortals.
Yeah. Right.
Like, and you can like have a lot of fun with that because then you can go after movie horror tropes and mimic posters, like the original Friday the 13th. Like the original Friday the 13th poster had an outline of Jason Voorhees and the campers in the background. You could do that with people walking in the store and someone like holding shopping bags as a silhouette.
my God.
Instead of the Halloween pumpkin with the knife in it, you could have like a Halloween pumpkin box with like all the stuff in it, all the stuff that you bought in it just spilling out, like instead of candy. It's like all these cool products.
All I keep thinking about is like I would want to make a horror poster for my son featuring him, like in the horror poster. So I'm
I mean, that's.
that would be
I
so
mean,
cool.
I don't want to tell them what to do, but a horror poster with me on it, I would buy in a heartbeat.
100%.
And I would pay money for it. Like I'd pay
Horror
decent
poster
money for
with
it.
you on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
So
do you
like
mean by that?
like if they had like a little photo booth in there. Again, it is not my place to tell someone else what they should sell. But if they had a place
Where you could be
like
in-
be
yeah.
in the poster, and then they have like a
100%.
select like 20 or 30 different posters, so
Yep.
I get to pick like my favorites. I'd pay a lot of money for that.
Yeah.
And granted, the photo to get inside the template or the Photoshop into a poster size print, that's expensive as is.
Yeah.
I think there's like 20 to $30 just a print.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they need to make, everything else. They need to make
Samples.
profit and
Yeah.
everything else. They need to spend money. So, but they need to make money. I would pay like $75, $85. If it was really good and it looked great, I'd pay $100 to have myself on my favorite horror movie poster.
Which one would that be?
I like Hellraiser, Evil Dead, Texas Chainsaw Massacre would be super fun, but like it's just an idea, and literally what that does is that gets people in the door.
But you were talking about providing an additional service.
And that's not a service. That's not for us. What I'm saying is like they could do that, and that's why I'm saying
Right,
it's
that
not
might
my
be
place.
a recommendation. That might be
It's
just
a recommendation
like
for
a
a product.
bonus,
Yeah.
like it's some gravy to
Yeah.
our
Yeah,
proposal.
and that's like a
is-
full side business then.
Yeah,
That's
that could
not-
also be a
that's not
great contest. For
Oh, that's
yeah.
actually that's Okay, that's a good idea.
That would be a contest. Like, you know,
And we could make
And
that
we
happen.
could provide
yes.
Real
yes.
customers.
That's actually doable.
Yes.
So you get people in the door, they get a raffle ticket, whatever else.
Yep.
The more
With every
times you shop,
purchase
with every
or you
purchase,
spend
or
X amount, yes.
That's good.
Yeah. And
Okay,
then
so you
I
get-
would
and
then
then
I would
you-
do like the work of the taking the photo and putting them in the poster.
Oh, okay, guys, we nailed it in exactly 14 minutes and 40 seconds. Well done.
Sweet. Did I have one good idea at least?
You had a few in
a
there.
couple.
That was really good. That was really good. Oh my God, like that gets me excited. Like so much so that I kind of want to like send this to them
Okay.
when this is done.
I think you should.
All right. So my noodle was cooking during that. I gotta say, my noodle was getting excited.
I have no idea what he's talking about either. Nathan's giving me
It's
a
a
look.
culinary thing. I don't
It's
understand.
my brain. My brain. I was thinking of things. So
So you weren't
Is
paying
your,
attention
Is your noodle al dente?
most
did
of the
you-
time,
did
make
you
sure you
notice
face the camera.
that he while his noodle was cooking on his own shit, not paying attention to mine. Did you notice
No,
that?
he
Did you notice who came up with some of the cool ideas?
Shut up. Yes.
He was multitasking.
I want to hear about your noodle. Let's
All
hear
right,
it.
all right. So I actually got a couple ideas for this. I'm gonna start with the easy one
Mm-hmm.
first. Have security cameras in the building, like in every corner of the place, but not as security, but like GoPros. And then you're getting reactions of people walking around corners and seeing cool things. And you take like a little video. Okay, sorry. Now we're in the video section.
There we go.
Yes.
We are talking about video content for Ghoulish Mortals.
Mm.
And
They already have all the security cameras, so couldn't they use that footage?
yeah, but that footage isn't good. Like, and you can't pull video from security.
You use the
feeders,
GoPros, but you make it look like.
but you make it look like it's
Gotcha.
security. You do
What
like
are those? What are those ghost movies that in the house? It's not. I know it's not
Found
Poltergeist.
footage?
It's like a found footage.
Yeah.
There was a series of movies
Yeah,
where
paranormal
paranormal yeah.
activity.
Right. Paranormal
Paranormal,
activity.
like,
Right.
paranormal.
Yeah.
Paranormal activity where
activity,
they put cameras up in the corners to make it look like security
Yeah.
cameras.
Was that
Mm-hmm.
GoPro?
No, it was just crappy cameras.
Okay.
It wasn't GoPro. It was
Got
a
it.
little higher quality than that.
Okay, so then you would have the GoPros.
But you would have, cheap action
Mm-hmm.
cams. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. It just needs to be able to run a lot of footage.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put them up in the stores in certain areas where people like the products. Like
Yeah.
they love this. They go gaga when they see this.
Mm-hmm.
Or like behind the statues and the models and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when you get their reactions, then you make a little bit of a montage. You do like 3 of them, like 3 reactions. And then at the end you say, come in and see for yourself.
Oh my God, I would so be there. I would so be there.
So again, every video idea we're talking about is how to get people in the door.
Yes. Yes.
So
and I
it's-
think video is the perfect feature for this store because there's so much going
I think
on.
so too. Like, have you guys ever seen like the haunted house commercials? Like around
like
Halloween.
13th floor haunted house and all that. Like, yeah.
Oh, I'm not familiar with
Yeah.
a certain brand.
Yeah.
But I know like what they do is they show the reactions of the people. They get people talking about how scary it is.
Yes.
Because if you show me what's in the haunted house, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not going to do anything for me because no matter how cool you make it look,
Mm.
it's going to disappoint me. But if I have 20 people saying I freaked out, I peed in my pants, oh my God, it was scary, I'm there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm absolutely there. Again, we're living in an augmentator society, which
Mm-hmm.
means we trust the review, i.e., the reaction of the people seeing the stuff, over what we're being told to believe.
That's true.
So,
Wow.
security cam reactions, and just for short content. You don't have to make anything big, but you can do one a week.
Like, are you talking
the-
30 seconds or a
I'm
minute?
talking like 15 seconds, 20
Really?
seconds, or just do like one video each reaction. You just see them walking around. What? Like, and they just like grab it and like they show it and then they cut it before you can see what it is.
Oh my God.
Because we want to, just like horror movies, just like think about like the universal era of horror movies, the 1950s, right? They never saw the monster until the end. They made it very alluring, shadow-based. That's what Halloween was about. Like, in the first Halloween movie, Michael Myers wasn't called Michael Myers in the credits. It was called The Shape. And because he was the Shape,
You're
like,
talking about Halloween, like,
1978, Halloween, John Carpenter,
but they call him Michael in that.
not in the credits.
Really?
His name is The Shape because he's not as important as the horror he is inflicting.
Wow.
The item that they're trying to sell is not as important as the excitement of the person who's holding it. That will get people in the door.
Okay.
Okay, so you can do a bunch of those.
Gotcha.
Okay. The next one is a snorri cam. A snorri cam is a camera roughly right about here in front of your face that you attach to your chest and you attach to your body and just shows the face. Okay. So you attach this to a couple people as they walk around the store and you just get their reactions. Then you
That's
edit
good.
that down to like a bunch of different people, like you were talking about
the
earlier.
best moments,
Bunch
yeah.
of different people, best moments. Again, you're showing the reactions
That's good.
without showing the content. You're driving up that like, I need to see the monster. Show me the monster. You know? Because again, if we just show it, it kind of loses its value. Like it's like going on a roller coaster, right? You stand in line for a roller coaster, you go on the roller coaster, it's amazing. If you watch the roller coaster on YouTube, it's like, well, I don't need to go on it now. I'm good to go. I'm fine. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you don't want to see the adrenaline happen
Right.
before you actually get
Right.
to experience
Yes,
it yourself. So on that fact, I think a walkthrough, which would be the easy video to like pitch any kind of company
Yeah.
like this, it's like, oh yeah, let's walk through and show all your products. I think that would
Doesn't
destroy it.
work. Yeah.
I think that would ruin the entire
You want
experience.
more ambiguity. Like the
Interesting.
reason we walked in was because we saw a little something from the outside,
Bingo.
but then we were enticed to get in there because of, we got a little
Yeah.
hint of it, but we
Yeah,
didn't
right,
see
right.
everything.
I
that
love how
in
there was a surprise around every corner. That's
It
the
never
the
felt like
the
it
beauty
was
of
done.
that store. Like I'm guessing they did that on purpose. So it's like each
course.
turn is a reveal.
And then each area is a different section. Like
Yes.
there's the ghost section, the occult section,
Yes.
the serial killer
Yes.
section,
And then there
there's-
was an empty section. I'm like, oh, I wonder what's coming. Like I want to come back to see what they put in that section now. I
I didn't notice that.
Are you serious?
Seriously didn't notice that. That makes me
Whole,
actually even more
like,
excited.
It was the size of this wall, if not bigger. Yeah.
Very cool. So the last thing I would do, so no walkthrough, no grand reveal. I would do an about me video. I want to know who the owner is. I want to know their story. I want to know why they're doing this because I want like the shop is one thing, but if you like a shop, if you love something, you kind of want to know the history of it and why you're there.
Yeah.
And there's tons of art. Like there's tons of art from around the country. So like I want to know about it. And just like a short little 3-minute like documentary kind of video.
Like how he makes the art selection.
Yeah,
and-
like how he does it.
Yeah.
Where does he go? How does the business run? Because I think that's
yeah.
phenomenally
Or what
interesting.
gave him the idea to start the business. even.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then there's a giant horror subculture of fans out here. I mean, there are conventions. There's 2 horror conventions in Chicago annually. I think they're the same weekend. I'm not sure. But it is like there is tons and tons and tons of want for this.
I honestly can't believe that there isn't a store like this in Chicago. I feel like
I'm pretty shocked.
like beyond belief.
And I'm so happy that it's here in St.
Yes.
Charles. Like that just makes me, as a suburbanite, that just makes me so happy.
That's awesome.
So with that in mind, I think the ultimate video for their campaign, the ultimate thing they can do is to make a horror movie trailer.
Oh my God, yes. Starring
Okay.
that little girl.
I want to do, and you can do a few different ones, and you can actually look at horror movies and take them as templates. And actually, if you do take it as a template, it's going to prove that much more to the fandom, whatever
Are you
fandom
kidding?
that
They would
is.
lose their mind.
Yeah, to be accurate.
To be
an actual-
accurate.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like you can do something simple as a guy running down the street of St. Charles when it's just like there's no one in the middle of the street. Like go out there at like 4 a.m., 3 a.m., whatever, right? And someone just booking down the street. They see ghoulish mortals, they run inside, close the door, lock it, and then zombies come and slam on the door behind them.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I love it.
And you can like make it look like a horror movie as he's like going through the thing. It's like, I should have taken my chance with
know
the
what?
zombies. It's way scarier in here.
I just had that thought. He turns and he sees another zombie, but he goes, "Oh, this one's just a prop."
Yeah,
and then he
yeah.
just has a great time.
And yeah, okay, and that's another little twist. You can do another one like that,
Yeah.
where he's like, "Oh, this is awesome," and he just walks through, and he just like has like an armful of stuff, and he comes back out, and he sees all the zombies outside. He's like, "Oh yeah, all right." So he goes up to the counter and just drops everything and hands him his card. You can do a lot of fun stuff with that.
Yeah.
Like you can literally remake iconic movies. Inside the store,
Or where the
using the selling aspect instead of the killing aspect.
What if the zombies were chasing him because they want to be first in line for a new product launch or a
that's
sale
actually
or something?
fun. That's actually
Yeah.
funny. So you think it's them, the zombies
Trying
are
to
trying to
get-
eat them,
yeah.
and at the very
Yeah.
end, like the owner is like opening the door. Guy's
Yeah.
like, "No, don't
Yes.
do that!" And he's like, "No, it's okay." He opens the door.
It's
and
Black Friday
and they're just
deals.
standing in line,
Yeah.
and and it's just people in costume.
Yep. Yep.
Be like, okay, come on in.
Yep.
First come, first serve.
Yeah, a Halloween special, and
Yeah.
everybody's
Oh my
dressed
God,
up.
that's
Yeah.
actually really good.
Yeah.
I love that because then that's that extra like it's gonna be okay. Come on down.
I have a feeling you're going to want to make this no matter
Oh
what.
man, it's gonna be so hard. Like I think this show in general is gonna be so hard to not want to
Yeah.
just dive into the next project.
That would be a lot of actors and
It is a lot of
Yeah, it
production.
is.
work to
Yes.
do to
So-
get the zombies in. But in
why I
terms
saved
of
it for last.
Yes.
hypotheticals and
Yes.
like fun, yeah, it's a great
Let's just say
concept.
we put out a call and see what
Absolutely.
happens.
I think the other an obvious one, kind of like the about me is I think it's kind of obvious because I think it's really important to understand who's doing this, why you're doing it. But I think another obvious one is to get people's interviews on the street in front of the building, not inside, and just get people's interviews.
Yeah, like coming out
About
of the
like,
store.
hey, what, like, can you talk real quick? What did you buy? What did you think of the store? And then you cut those together. I don't want to see the whole interview,
Right.
But you cut them, down a little bit, and you get that excitement. You get that thing. It's like, and someone will say like, oh, I had no idea about the basement. It freaked me out. Something like that.
Yeah.
But you build up that anticipation through the review,
Right.
through their experience rather
Right.
than the visual experience.
Like now it's like what he was telling me, the 3 to 4 hours people drive, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make that trip like several times.
Right,
I won't
right,
mind driving
right.
an hour because I'll be like, hey, it's only an hour from my house. So knowing that people drive longer than I drive for some reason makes them more appealing for me. I don't know why that is.
Well, it's called the scarcity marketing
Okay.
psychology.
I guess that's what it
when
is then.
something is harder to obtain or harder to get to or things like that, your brain actually connects with the idea that, hey, because I don't get to see this everywhere,
Gotcha.
it makes it more valuable. I'm willing to spend more money. This is why comic book conventions do so well, because if you only like. They're not happening every weekend. That's why like the big ones like Wizard
Right.
World or C2E2, they happen
Right.
once a year.
Yeah.
So when you go there, you blow a lot of money.
Yeah,
because
you
it's
come with money.
scarcity.
Yeah. And not to mention, if you're willing to drive 3 to 4 hours, you're not going to
Yeah.
spend $30.
Right,
You're going to
right.
drop a couple hundred easy.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the point of that, I think, with that aspect, I think them having one single location is wildly beneficial.
Yeah, it's actually a plus for them.
Yeah.
That they're
Yeah.
putting the work into that location and expanding
And
it and
not just-
making it perfect
not just
instead of
making it a
like
shop.
trying to franchise it and stuff.
Since it's such an experience, I want to show that through videos. Can you guys think of any other video ideas?
Yeah, well, I liked the security cam footage. I was thinking about that movie. What's that movie? Blair Witch Project. Like the same thing, but done on somebody's video camera going through the store.
Oh, that
And
would be
then,
fun.
Maybe somebody sees something that it's not shown on camera. They go, "What the hell is that?" And then the camera drops or something. and
yeah.
But then maybe you do a gag like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry, I dropped your camera. Like it's just I'm clumsy" or something like that. So it's you take it out of like the horror.
Yeah.
But something to maintain an ambiguity and play to the horror movie gimmick that we're going
So
with
I mean,
with
you could do
these,
that. So you could have the Blair Witch aesthetic where they're going through and they see like a flash or something, right? Like a blur, and they get all scared and they keep going. They look at themselves like, I've never been this scared before, and they're looking around, and then they just turn the corner and they just see the back of someone in a corner, like in the Blair Witch, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, what is it? And he just turns around and he goes, look. I have too much stuff. Like he just wants to buy all this stuff, and then it cuts to like out of that into like a real camera, and just like them walking up to the counter, and just like all of them have just like armfuls of stuff because like in the Blair Witch that's how it works.
Yeah.
It connects to other people, like the virus, whatever
Yeah.
it is. It shifts to one person to the next person to the next person.
Or the guy who's like, I can imagine a guy like all you're showing is a guy like just fucking terrified, like
Yeah.
he's like he's gonna die any minute, and the big reveal is that he has to tell his wife all the money he spent at the store. I mean,
Oh man, I actually had an idea like that for another company. That's actually really good.
Yeah.
Like he's so scared, he's so terrified.
like you can see, like he's like dripping sweat and shaking and snot, like the horror of his life is facing his wife
when he gets home with all the
With all the
bags of
stuff,
stuff.
yeah.
Okay, I love that. That's pretty solid. Cool. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next one. We are 1 minute shy. God, guys, we're doing
What's the
fantastic.
next one?
The next one is how are they going to use this in their marketing? How are they going to use their photos? How are they going to use the videos in their market. Now, we don't have to go the whole 50
Yeah.
minutes. If we can rock this out quickly,
Well,
people are probably going to enjoy it a little bit better.
Okay, right off the top of my head, they're going to have like something to post photo-wise on social media pretty much, every single day.
But how would you do it? Not just post a
How?
photo.
Okay,
Are there specific days you would post to this? Are there specific holidays? Are there specific events?
Obviously, like keeping like Halloween in mind, that would be something that
yeah.
that would be like the big thing.
And I'd say Friday the 13th too.
Oh yeah, but there's several Friday the 13th.
Well,
not
throughout
just
the year,
one.
you just got to
Yeah.
like pre-plan it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess it just depends on the owner at that point, because for my mind, I would just like want to put photos everywhere, but like going back to what you said, like not showing everything
Right,
is almost more
right.
appealing. So now I'm kind of stuck. What do you think?
So I would say for in Instagram, I would come up with a template. It doesn't have to be one single template, but I think the one thing I did see on their Instagram that was kind of confusing was a lot of the images looked like they were made by different people for different aesthetics.
You mean the
like,
graphics?
Yeah, graphics, text. I saw no branding.
Okay.
There,
So like you want
there's
more of
no
a cohesive.
There's no cohesion going through their list. There's no font choice throughout everything. There's no color design.
Is this where we talk about the website and what
Yeah,
I mentioned
we
earlier?
definitely can,
So
but
like
this is-
the
yeah, this
the
is how you can do it better.
website, yeah. So the website and the Instagram feed,
Yes, yes.
there's a disconnect there. Like you
Okay.
said, there's no cohesion even between the website and the Instagram.
Mm.
So maybe narrow down the font choices,
Right.
like you said, and like if there's a tagline, feature that on all of them.
Yeah, I think their color scheme is green and purple.
Okay.
I would like to see more green and purple. Like, in the graphics,
Those are great Halloween
absolutely.
colors. I mean, great horror colors.
I think every time they do a graphic that says, like meet the evil Easter bunny or something like that, it needs to be in those colors, and we need the same font
Yes.
every time. I would also say every time you post it to stories too, because
Feed
I've
and
been
stories?
following them for a while and I've never seen them come up on my stories. I'm sure they do, but I've never seen it, and so I need more like awareness that they're there.
Okay.
I would say, why don't you have a YouTube channel?
Oh my God, it would be a freaking dream.
And you guys are gonna, people out there listening, you're gonna get sick of me hearing me say this, but Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, all these social media platforms are right now. They are what is happening today. Maybe a couple days ago if you follow them normally.
Yeah.
But it's what's happening literally right now. A week from now, a month from now, that post will never show up on anyone's feed unless you are hyper specific about your search terms. Whereas YouTube, two things here. YouTube is not a flash in the pan social media site. They're a library. When it boils down to
Yeah.
it, whatever you post on there will be there forever. And no matter when you search for it, it might come up first in your feed. The other thing is that YouTube is owned by Google.
So
if
whatever you
people are
Google,
Googling, Google loves video. Google will always show video first for your search engine.
And they don't care about how crappy the
And
quality.
they don't care.
Yeah,
they care about
just-
who
yeah.
has the information this person's looking for in a video.
Yeah.
It's proven time and time again. People will go to a video for information before they go to a website for text information.
What did you tell me about YouTube? It's the second.
It's the second most used search engine on the planet next to Google.
I
Since-
could not believe
yeah,
it,
no.
and then I realized that's what I'm doing as well.
Yep,
Like if
yep.
it's not on Google, I go to YouTube, search the same freaking
Yeah,
terms.
you go for the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So if you have a presence on YouTube, you automatically have a bigger presence on Google, and it just exponentially grows back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are, let's be honest, this is a highly niche store.
Yeah.
Niche?
Niche.
It's a highly niche store.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Niche too.
It is not something that people are going to be Googling normally. You're not looking for a convenience store. You're not looking for a bar. You're not
it's
looking
not
for.
like you don't get anything practical at this store. It's,
Correct.
There's
Correct.
novelty items here.
People aren't going to be accidentally finding ghoulish mortals when they're looking for, cool places to get Saturday night drinks or something,
Yeah.
whatever else.
But also, we're making an assumption that what the goal is to get more people in the door.
Correct,
That
correct.
means we're within the Midwest. We're within
Correct.
a couple hour radius around St. Charles.
Yeah.
Too. My thought was YouTube online stuff is really great, but if we're going to be acknowledging this is kind of a novelty story, they're going more local, why not play into that a little more and make posters of your images and put them in the bars in St. Charles.
Oh, that's
around
really
St. Charles,
good.
I mean that's what we were bar hopping,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
we came across St. Charles.
Yeah.
Why not really direct people
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
direction if the main goal is to just get people in the door?
Interesting.
And then maybe in some of the surrounding areas in the Midwest, you find ways to do some local advertisements.
Yeah.
So how would you do, like, what local? Like, the first thing that comes to mind is like movie stores, but movie stores are all but dead.
Like for me, I'm thinking like Chicago is only an hour away. So like there's a lot of events in Chicago.
Well, I
so
mean, they do advertise themselves as Chicago based. Like on their Instagram, they say Chicago based store.
okay. But are they advertising in Chicago, letting them know
In
come to
downtown
see
Chicago as
exactly?
opposed to-
But,
yeah.
but where exactly?
Like college
would they pitch?
campuses, like like
That would definitely be my
before Halloween, like hey, make a trip here.
What about movie theaters?
Not the franchise movie ones, maybe like smaller ones,
Yeah.
like the Pickwick.
I'm super not a fan of big movie theaters. Like anything that has an IMAX.
Or like
I'm out, but-
the Patio Theater in Chicago,
okay,
in my old neighborhood.
Yeah.
They have
Sony?
like horror movie like
That's what I'm talking
re-releases.
about.
Yeah,
That's
so
what I'm talking
there
about.
you could like sell the posters, you could give out coupons, you
So
could you know.
Yeah.
what if you had a booth? What if they had a booth in the theater and then they gave a
Yeah.
percentage to the theater saying
Yeah.
like, hey, thank you for letting us be here.
For
I don't
sure.
know how the business end of that works.
Like they have
But-
entire movie marathon days, like
Yeah,
at the Music
right,
Box
right,
Theater,
right.
like they have horror movie marathons. Like, oh my God, they could have just like a little table like this, just with their horror pins, and they
Right.
could like sell it right there on the spot.
it would be pretty
Yeah.
ridiculous. I think if you set up like 3 or 4 folding tables
Yeah.
anywhere like that.
Yeah, that's all you need, because
It
you
would
don't
be
need to bring
ridiculous.
your big stuff. You just
Yes,
bring
yes.
small items and some.
as a person who goes to those events, I am always looking to bring something home. I'm always
Yeah.
looking to bring some kind of art,
Yeah.
something that's like memorable.
Yeah.
And they never sell them.
No, because and
Or if they
think
do,
about
it's a crappy shirt.
you probably spend $50 on popcorn and soda
right,
and getting in.
right.
Okay, so like of course another 50 is no big deal to bring home something that you like. You know,
And
absolutely.
let's be honest. So just for clarification, movie theaters don't make money from the movies themselves.
Yes.
They make money from the food.
Yes.
So you don't want to take away that potential purchase
No.
of popcorn
This
and
would
stuff
be
like
in
that.
addition
So
to.
what you could do to just sweeten the pot, I'm trying to think backward. I scratch your back, you scratch my back. If you come over here with, like if you bought popcorn, you can get a ticket, and that ticket puts you into a raffle for something cool in the thing.
Yeah.
So literally you're telling the audience to say, hey, go spend more money for the food here at the theater,
Yeah.
where the theater actually makes a
Yeah.
profit.
Or if you bought
and you're gonna get
popcorn and a
something cool.
drink,
Yeah, right.
Then,
Well,
then
right,
you get
right,
10% off of whatever
there you
they're
go.
selling.
Yeah. So that kind of like camaraderie will actually force people to
Yep.
pay more.
Yeah.
So I mean that's a great marketing idea right there. So I think Instagram, I think the social media is already great, and you should be doing this more
Yeah.
often.
They just need to refine
So
the overall
can I
look.
clarify
Yeah.
then? If you're talking about actually going into a sort of partnership with local independent theaters in the
right.
Chicagoland area.
I don't want to go too much into that because that's not our
Right.
realm.
That's why I'm asking. Like, what are we bringing with that suggestion? What are we bringing? Like, how does that tie into
How to market.
the photos that we're creating
Yeah.
and the
Well,
And
I'm
also
videos?
giving them marketing ideas.
We're just giving them
yeah.
marketing ideas.
Yeah.
Again, that's
So
why
that's almost like another gravy.
that's a whole
thing.
other thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
and then I want to curtail that.
But in terms of creating movie posters that are actually
I love that
ads
idea.
for their store,
Yeah.
that might be
Mm-hmm.
you work with a movie theater and,
Yeah,
and go, okay,
100%.
So, like, I don't know if they would. I don't know how they'd have to be game. It'd have to be like a
Oh,
cool
you know what?
group of
You know what?
people
You know what? Okay, wait, hold on.
who were cool with putting up a fake movie
That's
poster.
what I was
for
going to
your
say.
store.
But so let's using the Music Box Theater for example. That's one of the famous.
I don't want to
Chicago-
stay too much on
Okay,
this
no,
because
but like we would make a poster for the Music Box,
Mm.
but they would be like in the background Music Box, but then Ghoulish Mortals and their images in the front. So that could be like a win-win.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But and the poster would be free because you get to take home
There you
something
go.
from
There you
Ghoulish
go.
Mortals
That's nice.
and the Music Box. So both and like
and it's
you
a
might
one
put
time
it on your wall.
It's a
you know?
one-time thing.
Exactly.
Like you make it that one time and it's
exactly.
done.
Yep.
Okay, so how else would you want to use the photos besides Instagram, besides social media? What other aspects can they use photos
Well, I would want to know who is running the store, so I would like want a headshot of the guy. You
Well,
know,
for
so-
where? Like, I'm not talking anything online because, like, they already have a pretty decent grasp of Instagram.
Okay.
I think you need to hone it better. You need to
Okay.
make it more brand identity wise. So every post, I need to know, regardless of the content, I need to know exactly who post that.
Okay.
That
So
image.
what are you asking?
But I'm saying,
Ask me
like, what else
differently.
can we do for the video? Like, what else can we do for the videos and photos besides using them for social media? Or how to use them specifically. For instance, like maybe an AMA video every Friday night. Like 8 o'clock, Friday night, do an AMA video on YouTube where
But they don't need us for that. They can do their own AMA.
I think Hilda is done. I think she's fallen asleep.
No, did I just?
Well,
No,
what it- well,
this
yes.
isn't about us at all.
Okay, no, I'm just like the AMA. Like, isn't that a live thing, or am
Yeah,
I missing it?
it can be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what did you have in mind for the AMA?
Well, I mean, I'm thinking about different ways that they can bring people in.
Okay.
The idea of like you can do like horror trivia, you can do drinking draws, you can do whatever, you can do all these aspects. But what else can they do with photos and video specifically to help them get people in? I love
You
the
got-
idea
you
of
got-
the posters. By
you
the
got-
way.
yeah,
The
right, you got-
make your own posters.
You got actually advertise in St. Charles.
Yes,
For
I think-
Ghoulish Mortals.
yeah.
You know, address in the bars or elsewhere. I don't know too much about St. Charles, but where, wherever those posters or things like that could be put. I don't know what you do with the video.
Yep.
How you get people, say, in the Midwest. How do you target people in the Midwest, particularly to come to St. Charles to Ghoulish Mortals? I'm not sure how you do that.
So the idea I had for local advertising for video is not going to work for this business. It won't. It works really good for food places. So we'll get into that at another time.
okay.
I think video specifically outside of movie-related events like movie theaters showing a quick little video. I think a 30-second movie trailer in a trailer package for a movie theater showing like
That might be kinda
that
cool.
zombie idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you were to use that before a movie,
That's cool.
I'm
Yeah.
sold.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is you have to make it movie related. If like the worst thing ever is going into a movie theater during the trailer package and it's just like, come on down to buy my cars. I
Yes.
sell cars. Like I don't give a shit. I'm here to enjoy film.
Yes.
I'm here to enjoy a film experience.
So the fact it's movie related.
Yeah.
It has to
Yeah.
be movie
Yeah.
related.
It's fun.
And then
and if it's entertaining,
and
even
if it's
better.
entertaining,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you shut people up and they pay attention, especially if it's in the backyard. If it's in St. Charles, I mean, there's movie theaters everywhere around here.
Right.
True.
And I know that would cost money.
Mm-hmm.
Like most of the things we're talking about are there like a small investment or this one
Might be a little bit of a larger
would cost. But
Well, also
I'm going
you-
to say the best audience.
Yeah.
The best audience.
If and especially if you're going to like a small like indie theater,
Well, I mean,
that
hands
is
down.
it's the niche that you're looking
Yes.
for.
Yes. Yes.
Real enthusiasts who are going to see like they're going to see an indie movie, so they're going to like your independent
And also,
small store.
and I want to I've seen some really cool independent commercials that like I watched by accident because I clicked on it for whatever reason, and I ended up sharing with like 10 people. So I think if the commercial is made correctly
Well, correct,
and it's
correct,
entertaining,
correct.
like people will share it just for that.
Oh, yeah,
so
of
you don't need
course.
to pay. Just make it good.
I mean, that's
and
the
I
whole
think
point
it'll
of
be
viral
like
video.
very organic. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, the better you make it. All right, we're at 1 minute and 40 seconds, guys. I think we have a pretty good marketing campaign here. We have a lot of ideas, and they're pretty damn cohesive. All said and done, you're showing the reactions of people, similar to like a haunted house, similar to like an experience, to engage people's interest to come and see it.
Ambiguity,
Ambiguity.
local,
Yep.
pointing people
Yep.
in St. Charles and Chicago,
and
Atlanta area.
Lightly beyond. I don't want to
And,
say like, it's
Yeah,
California.
And I think honestly, maybe a great way to make it go a little more viral on the internet is don't say it's an ad for St. Charles, and in the description, just do like look at this security cam footage.
Yes.
And then at the end, maybe you
Done.
see that it's
Oh my
a
God.
business.
Okay,
I just want to mention. Damn it! It was just it was something to the like the if you're looking for a unique gift, like truly unique, one of a
right,
kind,
right,
like
right.
that would be another way to sell it.
Other ways, I like the idea of doing commercials without the advertising and putting them up on Reddit. Just in like no labels. if people are super interested in something, especially
find
the horror community,
find
we hunt. We hunt for those gems. We will look at something and we will hunt and find what it is.
Wow.
If you want to talk about ambiguity, put it up without a brand. Put it up without any information.
They will
that's
lose
pretty-
their mind.
People will lose their mind
They
to
will
track
lose
it down.
Their mind, 100%.
Right. It is
And
written.
on
it-
Reddit.
wait.
That's it.
Okay, no,
Last
last
thought. Last thought.
Treasure hunt. Find the store. Just show highlights of clips of the store and where is it. There you go. So going on your Reddit idea.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. That is our episode 0. Perfect
Ooh,
timing.
Look at all those zeros for
Perfect
episode
timing.
0.
Guys, thank you so much for doing this with me. I've been Jason,
Hilda.
Nathan.
and we are EO7 Media, and this was Pitch Session. See you next week.
I can't keep this all to myself. I got all you